Jenny Slate is an actress, a writer, and a comedian who we know from Marcel, The Shell with Shoes On.
My favorite.
Obvious Child, Parks and Rec, and of course, The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, Jenny is also a best-selling author and a mom who is sharing a funny and heartwarming look at her life in a collection of essays called Lifeform. Jenny, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I mean, first of all, we love you. We love the goodness you put into the world, and this is a hilarious, heartwarming book, as we said. But one of the things we learned is you have this kind of dual life in between a small town in Massachusetts and then LA. And is it true that your husband owns the little local grocery?
He owns the oldest general store in the United States.
How cool is that?
There it is, and there he is. What a looker, honestly. Who cares about the store? Yeah, really nice. Wow, the guy in the T-shirt.
How do you go back and forth? Because to be in the bustling life...
Sorry.
That was low-hanging fruit.
Airplane, yeah.
Low-hanging fruit. Too long to drive.
Sorry, Hoda, I'm sorry.
But how do you... Because you got to switch gears, change up. How do you make that work?
Yeah, it is honestly very odd. Like sometimes, especially like re-immersing back into LA can just be totally like a shock to the system. But what I like is the other way, which is like, and we spend more time in Massachusetts, is like a lot of people kind of aren't aware of my my work, which is like a good ego check. I think we can all deserve that. But yeah, it's I get really into our vibe there, and then when I go and I do things like this, suddenly I'm so aware of like, oh yeah, that is like abnormal. Like what I do is beautiful and intense and unique.
Let's talk about your book, Lifeform, which is really fun. You say it was kind of like cleaning out a closet. Why? How?
Well, first of all, it's like there were a lot of things unearthed. The book sort of describes the form of my life over about a 6-year period, starting with being single and then all the way through to ongoing, which is, I guess, now. But yeah, a lot of it was just not in order. And so it was kind of like taking everything out of the closet and making a huge pile and starting to sort things. And I realized like that my creative process is genuinely a lot like when I clean my closet, in that I'm like, whoa, this is a big pile, but also these are my things. And I want to like make sure that I take care of them and put them in the right spot so that I know what they are. And I think the book kind of comes from that feeling of like, let me look at my life, describe it, order it so that I also understand my experience better.
You wrote this, which I thought was really clever. It is simultaneous, my youngness and my oldness. I mean, what ways do you feel old? What ways do you feel young?
I think, you know, when you have an infant, you can feel old because you're very tired and you're just like hauling yourself out of bed and you're like too tired to even like pick a wedgie. Like you have like hardly any strength and you're just bringing it all to the like beloved tiny little thing. And there's that, but then there's also a sense of like extreme youngness because you're learning something new and you're so fresh and your experience is new. And like, I just remember being like, wow, I could not place myself on a normal timeline. Like, as a life form myself, like, am I old or young? I'm just really alive, even though I'm really tired. And all of that is, like, often confusing, but just an incredible position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, that resonates. You also wrote an entire speech, a graduation speech, which resonated a little, I have to say, about yogurt. Talk about
that.
Right. So one of the pieces towards the end of the book is a graduation speech in which the speaker, who I guess is me, is telling people that when she eats yogurt, she likes to pretend that it is actually a ceremonial custard prepared for her by elves. And it's not just that she, you know, like is just completely out there and doing a bad job at her assignment, but the central point is, yes, things are boring and things can feel tight and that we don't have a lot of options, but within even the most basic experiences, there's actually always an opportunity for invention and being playful, and how that can feel like someone just threw a window up in a closed room, but that's actually a really important way to live life, and how I try to
not take advantage, not to make sure we enjoy all the little things.
You have a lot in common. Jenna's in love with her vacuum cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
And you're in love with your dishwasher.
I was like, what do we have in common? But I forgot.
It's an intimate relationship.
I went
she loves
away
her.
this weekend, and I got home, and I didn't even say hello to my son that wasn't there. I got home, and I started vacuuming.
It's so nice.
Do you love your dishwasher the way I love my vacuum cleaner?
I think you have a better relationship, it seems like.
We're very, very close.
Yeah. I wrote a piece in this book about sort of being at odds with the dishwasher because it's like, I can't do my writing, I can't do my work unless everything's clean.
I have that problem too.
I'm undoing the dishwasher, and then I'm sort of confused, being like, wait, is this about my writing process that I'm undoing the dishwasher, or am I just oppressing myself and like doing housework and not allowing myself to work? And either way, it works out.
I think if you like speak to it a little bit more and let it speak to you, you might have more of the relationship I have.
I mean, that is the conclusion of the piece, honestly. You got there on your own.
Jenny, you are so great.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you
Jenny's
so much.
book, Lifeform, it drops tomorrow, so you can pre-order it today, and you can find it at today.com/books or wherever you buy your books.